And it is going to be Tyson versus Light. A PBT here on Jade. Light, unfortunately, hitting his weak matchup yet again. He's starting to become almost like a C junior here, just getting TVP all the time and being terrible at it. Well, actually, I don't know if it's fair to say he's terrible, but definitely not very good.
Yeah, I feel like Tyson is known better for his PvP. I'm not sure. Oh, I guess he's 2-1 in PvT this season, which doesn't necessarily mean a lot. So we'll see how it goes.
Indeed, indeed. Looks like he's 3-4 overall. Hasn't played that many games. Of course, Jaehoon, a much stronger Protoss on Team 8. But we have seen him occasionally. And well,
what
I guess
team was Tyson on before? Trying to remember.
I have zero idea. And look at Light, 1-7 against Protoss. I think that's like actually approaching sea levels right there.
And look at him, he knows he's preparing himself for
okay,
it.
so he's 8-11 overall. So if he never played TVP, he'd be like 7-4, which would be like a really good record. But his TVP, man, he's yawning. Light, don't yawn. You can't yawn. You're like about to play your worst matchup, man. You gotta be focused. Oh, dude, Light's just like, okay, I'm gonna lose. Let me just go to bed.
He keeps getting sniped. Maybe his will's been broken.
He should just 2-fact again like he did against Wookiee. I'm telling you, man, Light and C should just 2-fact every TVP. Because they will have a better chance of like winning more games.
Such a dirty strategy.
It is, man, but it works. It works. Looks like Tyson gonna be the red Protoss in the bottom right. That would make Light the yellow Terran in the bottom left. Of course, their IDs in game, I believe, are Bridge for Tyson and Non-G for Light. But we, of course, know them as Tyson and Light. And Bridge is a pretty dumb name.
Yeah, what the hell? I hate it when programmers change their names to something stupid like Cal, trying to change his name to Gujilla.
Dude, Gujilla's an awesome name. What are you talking about, man?
Ah, it's so stupid.
Dude, it's Godzilla, man. He's Godzilla.
If it was Godzilla, that would be cool, but Gujilla, I don't know.
No, that's like, dude, did you not watch like the recent Godzilla movie? Well, not that recent, but like in the opening scene of the movie, there's like an old Japanese fisherman, and then like that French actor guy, he like waves his lighter in front of the Japanese guy's face, and the Japanese guy's like, Gujilla, Gujilla. Dude, I'm pretty sure Cal watched that scene, and he's like, yes, I'm gonna be Gujilla.
Well, okay, I'll take your word for it. I guess it is a pretty cool nickname.
Dude.
That looks like Ghosty Terran.
What? You mean the guy in the back?
Yeah, and the glasses.
See, guys, notice how we get a camera shot of two fangirls, and the first thing that Zio notices is the white guy with glasses in the back behind them.
I thought it looked like Heyoka at first, but definitely looks like Ghosty Terran. There's so many fangirls, man. Like.
That you don't even care anymore. It's like,
don't even care. I don't have that emotional attachment. I wasn't there in Korea like you. I don't have their phone numbers and all that stuff. So.
Alright, so standard gateway gas going on. No 12 next nonsense from Tyson here. Although that is pretty popular nowadays in PvT, especially on this map. And we just have barracks in the base for Light with the gas as well.
Yeah, what kind of strategies would be best for the Terran player on this map, do you think?
Well, I mean, it seems to be pretty popular to like go for like a 1-Rax expand into a fast third, or any kind of regular expand into a fast third. But I mean, I guess that's been like a trend in TVP for a while now.
Wait, these are the exact same positions that Deer and Firebat Hero played on, aren't they? When Firebat Hero tried to drop the barracks on top of the Dragoons?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And, ooh, it's going to be a 2-gate opening for Tyson. That's unusual nowadays. 1-gate Expo, or possibly like a 1-gate Robo and then Expo is generally much more popular. 2-gate Goon openings used to be popular, and by used to I mean like several years ago when pro gamers weren't that good at Dragoon Micro yet. But nowadays it's generally considered weaker than a 1-gate opening, just because you're delaying your expansion a little bit. You're basically hurting your economy unnecessarily, because one gate goon in most cases, like with good micro, is enough to stop most early aggression from a Terran. So yeah, I'm quite curious to see this this build.
I think Light did turn around with his SCV before he saw the 2 gateways. I don't think he quite got to the bottom of the ramp far enough to see it. But if he is going for the 2 gateways, like you said, and sacrificing...
It's a 2-fact.
Oh.
Oh my god, I just realized what happened.
What?
I think, okay, basically, the only reason to 2-gate, honestly, nowadays, is if you're concerned about a 2-fact. Because a 2-gate, with or without obs, is more or less like a hard counter to a 2-fact. So basically, like, Tyson is like, okay, I saw Light 2-fact Wookiee. His TVP is awful. Like, he's probably just gonna 2-fact me here. So let me go 2 gates and be safe. And even if he doesn't 2-fact, like, I know I can beat him PvT in the late game anyway because his TVP is terrible. So it's fine if I'm slightly behind. And this is actually working out beautifully because Light's just gonna 2-fact. He's gonna get crushed, and Tyson should be fine. I keep trying to call him Bridge because that's what it says on the VOD, but yeah. Anyway.
That's a good call. That's amazing if it's what Tyson's doing, and it would make a lot of sense too. I mean, if someone's 1 in 7
God.
up, and it might just be over right here.
Yep, this is what happens when a 2-gate meets a 2-fact. 2-fact really does not do well. Looks like he's just going to pull a ton of SCVs. Now, Tyson has to be a little bit careful not to get trapped here. SCVs are actually pretty good against Dragoons. June is very happy. He's like, come on, man, kill him. Kill him. Show that Terran who's boss.
Yeah, there are a couple mines out now. So Tyson does have to be wary about bringing his Dragoons up too far. But is he going to lose this barracks? No, okay.
Well, the thing is, it's going to be so hard for Light to actually move up his own ramp now, and Tyson's just going to expand, as you can see, and that is going to be completely safe. He's getting his robo as well. He's going to get some observers out. I mean, this could actually not be any better for Tyson right now. Like, Light is in a really tough spot. As you can see, I mean, he got mines first, but that's not really going to help him be very aggressive. Looks like he's actually going to just go for a starport and maybe just do a vulture drop and send some vultures around the side, lay some mines, and do some counterattack. That could actually be quite effective. However, I feel like if Tyson was, playing smart, playing safe, he would now have his gateways rally to his natural and just be leaving Dragoons at home, because really the only way for him to lose at this point is if somehow a bunch of vultures get out and do an insane amount of damage in his own base. So I think he'll probably keep all the Dragoons at home now. And just be defensive. I mean, the other argument, well, I mean, you could say, well, he might want to have them at the front just in case Light does actually do a huge push. He wants to have them there to help defend. But I really think, especially with the reverse ramp, it's better to keep those goons at home. Having said that, I think he actually just rallied 2 more goons to the front, so not really listening to my advice. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, the other thing too is if he leaves those a couple units in the natural. If Light did decide to push out, he should be able to bring them up sort of halfway between their bases.
Exactly.
And sort of join them up with the rest of his forces in time to slow Light's push down. So, yeah, I think that would be the safer strategy.
But it looks like Tyson... Now, the other thing, though, is Tyson might be getting a little bit frisky here and just is like, okay, I'm just going to keep rallying goons forward and try and find an opening and just kill him outright, which is a very dangerous mindset to have. I hope he's not doing something silly like that. And no, he is actually bringing back 2 Dragoons. Alright, excellent. Actually, perfect timing on those 2 Dragoons coming back.
And the obs here is just going to... Oh, wait, is it not going to see the dropship?
Oh no, he's going to elevator them out. Oh, he's going to wait for a second set. But it's spotted by the observer. Oh man, crucial spotting there for Tyson. And looks like Light was actually trying to lay some mines on the retreat path of those Dragoons, so if they tried to come back to defend, they would just run headlong into mines. But Light, well, actually, the thing is, with 8 vultures coming in here, it's actually a little bit tricky to defend. Oh, he's actually going to wall himself in. Excellent move. I was going to say, defending with only a couple of Dragoons there, I mean, he's going to be split up here between the dropship and the vultures on the ground. Looks like a few vultures going to get in here. Does he have an observer? It's going to be crucial for him. He needs an observer in his main base right now. Where is his second observer? He sent his first observer to go scout. He needs a second observer right now. But I think he'll be fine. Oh, wait.
Oh, and he's dropping over the pylons into the natural, too, taking out a lot of probes there. Well, Tyson's forces are cooped up in the main.
Oh my god, and while Tyson is defending in his main, the siege tanks are blowing up his units on the ramp. If Tyson loses this game, this is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Juhun is going to be furious with him. Oh my god.
Yeah, and the have done a little bit of damage on the Dragoons, but all the probes were gone from the natural. I don't know how many the Vultures killed, but there's only one mining there last we saw. He definitely pulled them back to the main, but just shutting down that mining time and taking out that many probes, I mean, I think Light's going to be able to take his natural now. Well, he should be able to now that he has Siege Tech out, and it depends how much damage he did. How much damage he did, we'll see if he's able to come back.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, you know, Tyson still does have his 2 Nexuses up. He can build probes twice as fast. The command center is just now being built. Light is still in a pretty rough spot right now. He did some nice damage there. He did a very cute little harass there, elevating his vultures over, but I think it's still going to be quite difficult for him. He's just going to drop in here once again. The dropship going to get targeted down immediately. Good job by Tyson to target that rather than the vultures. Of course, he's going to get the vultures anyway, so wants to grab the dropship as well. And, you know, without that drop, I don't really know what Light can do now. I mean, he's at 47 supply against 78. The supplies basically tell it all. It was a good attempt, but just from that opening, I think it would be very unlikely for him to win the game, unless Tyson made a huge mistake.
Yep, his second command center does finished, and he's secured the top of his ramp. But no matter, even if he brings all his forces right to the front, if Tyson goes for a big bust, maybe a bulldog or something like that, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on. At least not if it happens in the near future.
Indeed, indeed. But oh, wait, is he actually gonna elevator? No, wait.
What is he doing?
There's buildings all over those, so Light would see it. Yeah. Meanwhile,
I thought he was.
A couple of vultures gonna poke this Nexus. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought he was going to bulldog in. I thought he'd have a bunch of zealots in the shuttle and just drop them on the tanks and then push the front with the Dragoons. But there's really no need for him to do that now that he's securing a third base. He can just play safe instead and macro up.
And it looks like a few Dragoons coming in here to clear out those vultures at the third. A few vultures running out of the natural here. I think only 2 or 3 got out with the Dragoons there. But I mean, they can meet up with these 2 vultures here and run around and do something. I mean, there's not really that much he can do. Looks like we have a Templar Archives already. No Stargate, so might be seeing something similar to what we saw Shy do in Game 1 with some fast High Templar with Storm, rather than just going straight for Arbiter Tech. And I do think that's a cool strategy. I do actually prefer that to just rushing for Arbiter Tech. I mean, you know, even if it's not necessarily more effective, storming a Terran army just looks really cool and makes you feel like Jank Beast, so I highly recommend all Protosses try it.
Yeah, it'll definitely, if he wants to end the game early on or sort of hold off against a strong two-base push, Storm might be the better option for now.
Meanwhile, a nice 40 supply lead for Tyson. Light just poking around with his vultures. And
what does he have? Does Light have anything behind the mineral line in his natural, or could Tyson potentially do some high tempo drops?
That is quite possible. I don't think he has anything back there. I mean, he does have a bunch of siege tanks kind of by his walls, so I don't know if they would actually range behind the minerals. Obviously, he could just drop a zealot first to tank the shots, which would be quite effective. But yeah, that would be quite cool to see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing much with his shuttle, and given his lead, I think he could risk trying to do something like that.
Indeed. Oh, wait, no, he's just going to go into the front here. Zealots closing, but he's got no more Zealots, though. I don't know if that's a good idea. No, he has more Zealots coming in, and there's no Vultures here to support, but, oh, man, the Dragoons are just kind of clumping up together. Oh, it's going to take so much damage, but the Zealots do close with the Siege Tanks. Is it going to be enough? It looks like all the Dragoons go down, but the Zealots, oh, my God, are going to take out all of these Siege Tanks. Oh man, I think that was definitely a good engagement for Tyson to be trading all those units for all those siege tanks. I mean, this is just going to delay the push forever here. Light probably will survive this, but you know he's just not going to think about attacking for a long time now. Wow, really nice attack from Tyson. And does he still have the shuttle with High Templars though? Like, he's got a Stargate now. Did he actually just not make High Templars actually?
I don't know. I didn't see the shuttle at all come into play there, but if Light had just a few vultures in front of that group of tanks that got taken out by the Zealots at the end there, that engagement could have gone a lot better for him. I thought when all those Dragoons got taken out and there were just like 4 Zealots left, I thought that Light was going to come out ahead for sure, but He just didn't have any vultures.
See, you underestimate the man lot, man. Should never do that. Should never ever underestimate the man lot. By the way, Tyson actually, as soon as that attack ended, he pylon walled his third in on both sides. I think that's very smart because obviously having just army traded, his dream count is very low, so it'd be very easy for Light to go in for some vulture harass, which was exactly what he was trying to do. And looks like he's going to deny the fourth base as well, or not. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I thought that was a good foresight. And what I was going to say before that attack happened actually was it could be that like the reason why Tyson might not want to do the storm drop on the natural is that it would make it like if it didn't do enough damage, or even if it did do some damage, it might be a signal for Light to push because then you've used your storms and your shuttle as a harassment, for harassment, and it won't be there to help out against the push. So that might be a little bit of a risk that he didn't want to take. But either way, that's kind of irrelevant at this point. Oh! Losing a bunch of Dragoons to mines, though, would not be irrelevant.
No, that is definitely a good point, and it looks like Light is taking the, what is that, 6 o'clock base, I guess you can call it? Trying to secure his third by pushing it with his main army, trying to entrench a position where he can defend all 3 bases.
Indeed. Meanwhile, doing some pretty good vulture harass. I gotta say, even though, TVP isn't really Light's strong suit, he's playing this decently.
I don't know how many probes he's actually killed, though. He seems to be like laying some mines around, but I think they're being taken out fairly quickly by Tyson, and he's done some damage to Zealots, but I'm not sure how many probe kills he's actually...
Yeah, actually, now that you mention that, I guess it's not been that many. By the way, we saw 2 probes going out here to make Tyson's fourth. That is not a mistake, that is intentional, because just in case one of them gets sniped by a vulture, you will have an extra one. Handy dandy extra probe to make your nexus. But it looks like he will get the nexus down at the top right, and nice little Zealot split right there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Looks like we have a +1 finished for the Protoss army. Don't know about the Terran army. Looks like, look at Light just trying to be fancy, doing some patrol micro. Lol. He was patrol microing against his own mines earlier as well. I didn't point that out, but it was kind of like silly.
Yeah, unfortunately, Light's vulture didn't get there in time to delay Tyson's fourth once again, so that is going up now.
We actually have a double expand. It's taking the 12 o'clock as well. And actually, he was running around with these Goliaths and vessels to trying to snipe some observers. But actually the observer was just like sitting over his army. He didn't notice it there, and he just came back and he's like, oh, I was being a little bit too fancy. And he's actually going to scout the 12 o'clock, crucially, but there's nothing he can do though. He's behind like 70 supplies, so it's not like he can actually attack. He's just going to have to run around with vultures and be annoying, but Light is pretty dead at this point. Like, he can't stop these bases going up, and I don't know what he's going to do.
I think this is pretty standard thing for Terran to do in this position, just sort of try and turtle up in macro when he's behind, while running his vultures all around on the map, trying to be as annoying as possible, and do some damage with mines. But he's not really getting much of an advantage.
See, the thing is, generally that style only works if your push mechanics are really, really strong to begin with. So like if you let's say Light just like switched places with Flash right now. See, Flash, even though he's like 80 supply behind, he'll turtle up hardcore. He will have such insane cost efficiency in his engagements. Like he'll hit the EMPs perfectly. He'll have all his mines in position, and we have a Dark Archon. Hold on, let me talk about this Dark Archon in a second, but like Flash basically would have such insane efficiency that even if you engage him, he gets like like a 10-to-1 ratio on the amount of units he loses compared to you, and then he can gradually creep out, take a fourth, and eventually come back that way. But with Light, I don't think we're gonna see that, and he's actually just moving out at 130 supply. I don't think that's gonna work. Now this Dark Archon, I'm pretty sure it's to feedback science vessels, although it looks like he doesn't get it there. But I was actually talking about this on my stream. See, there's the feedback. See, this is what I'm talking about, is in the late game, when you're maxed out, it's actually probably not a good idea to have, not a bad idea, rather, it is a good idea to have a Dark Archon, because feedback is very cheap, it's got long range, and a lot of times what Terrans will do is they'll run out, they'll lead the army with a vessel, to try and just randomly EMP your arbiters. So if you can just feedback the vessel before that happens, it's like really, really nice. But anyway, we're going to have a big engagement here, and a decent position for Tyson, although it looks like he's run out of Zealots here for the most part, but no Vultures either. Is it going to make a difference? We're not seeing the bulk of the Terran army. No, it looks like Light will be able to take the battle, but is it going to be enough? I don't know.
Yeah,
Random
he's down to
stasis.
86 supply. So, oh, and there's the stasis, and now, well, he might still be able to take it. Looks like he will, but he's down so low in supply that I don't think it's really gonna make too big of a difference, unless he can do a strong push right now. But I think Tyson's gateways are gonna macro up another army for him pretty fast.
Indeed. Great wall of zealots there at the natural. And is that on purpose? What the heck is up with that? Wait, how did
I
that
don't
even
know.
happen? There's no way he did that on purpose, is there? Why would you just like waste APM lining up your zealots? That's so weird. And oh,
No.
looks like DA becomes cloaked. Is he gonna do another feedback? Don't lose it, man. Don't lose it. Dark Archons are awesome.
That's a cool strategy. I want to see this every time in PvT now. It makes sense too. I mean, why not?
Indeed, indeed. I think the possible only thing is like the Dark Archon does cost 4 supply, which is the same as an Arbiter. And so you could argue maybe it's just better to have an extra Arbiter anyway, and like if you won't always get the feedbacks off anyway, whereas like with Stasis you're kind of like you will get them off. So it's questionable. Like I can see why you wouldn't, but I do think it's something that maybe should be experimented with a bit. I have tried it a few times and I have found like it's actually pretty hard to get the feedbacks off. Like it's much harder than PvZ where you can feedback the defilers much more easily. The vessels also have very, very high HP, so it's unlikely that you'll kill the vessel when you feedback it, compared to like defilers, which only have 80 HP, so it's very easy to actually kill them with a feedback. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, that was a bad angle of attack from Tyson, but that stasis really allowed him to get the better on the exchange, and a nice mind drag took out a bunch of the vultures too. But I don't think we've seen a single storm yet, or the shuttle really do much of anything so far in the game.
Indeed. Ultra's moving up to the top right. And yeah, as you say, I mean, that push on the natural might have been Light's last hope, but it did get cleaned up. And, well, these vultures, though, they could get a lot of probes. Actually, the probe's stacking, but there's no defense there anyway. I don't know why they just stacked to a patch there. It was kind of a futile gesture. It's like hiding under a desk when the whole building's falling down. It's like, doesn't really save you. Anyway. So he's going to get a couple Dragoons rallied out there. I'm a little bit surprised he actually doesn't have a cannon there. Seems to be a bit of an oversight. But honestly, when you have a 70 supply lead, I don't think it really matters. Looks like there's actually no defense here at the third for Light either, so that's not ideal. And, oh, looks like he's coming over here now. A nice stasis on the back siege tanks. Can we get a feedback on the vessel? Maybe? Come on, do it. Come on, you know you want to be cool. No, I guess not.
Nah, it's a bit risky. Oh, but it does get taken out. And now he's attacking just up this ridge, and it's a horrible place to attack from, but he really doesn't even care because he's so far ahead in supply. There's the D-Matrix, but that won't be enough. And his whole base is being overrun. Can we see a storm? Oh, storm! Oh my god!
Oh god.
And this has got to be it.
It's so funny because this attacking angle was actually terrible, but it doesn't.
It was the worst
doesn't
possible.
matter. Yeah. It's just like so bad, but what? Look at that! He's not even. Look at that! Tyson like took both hands off the keyboard and the mouse, just like rubbing his eyes, like yeah, whatevs. GG! Tyson taking down Light. It's like got a little bit of eye strain there.
Yeah.
Must be hard seeing those cloaked Dark Archons.
Oh, he's like, oh, thank God I didn't lose to this 1-7 guy. That would have been embarrassing.
Light is like, Coach, have you ever seen a Dark Archon before? What do I do against that? So it looks like the two-facting of Light did not work this time. And Team 8 is now up 2-1 over Stars. However, they were in this position against CJ on Wednesday, up 2-1 with Baby and Jaedong left to play, and they still lost. And now they're up 2-1, but Baby and Jaedong have already played, so, I mean, what are they going to do? Send out C, Jaehoon? Like, who can actually close this out for them? I don't know.
You know, the thing is, everyone on their team, I feel like Team 8 has a very deep roster, it's just that they have been performing well this season. But just because of the players, I still feel like they have the potential to pull this off. Like, Jaehoon is definitely not bad, Killer and C, I mean, these are all guys that can win games on any day.
Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of the story of Team 8, you know? Oh, they have so much potential, but they're bad. I mean,
but, yeah.
I love Team 8, don't get me wrong, but At this point, it's just like, yeah. It's like, it's like that kid in, 3rd grade who's just terrible at everything. The teacher's like, "Oh, you put a lot of effort into it. Good job." But, it's actually terrible. Anyway, you ready with the next set?
I am ready.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.